So it looks like Britney Spears is calling out her brother Bryan Spears, and honestly, it's about time. So for whatever reason, Bryan decided to go and make a public statement about Britney's wedding. You guys may remember that Britney just got married and none of her family attended. I think a lot of people forget that Britney does have a brother because we hear so much about her snake sister Jamie Lynn, but a bunch of fans were hitting up Bryan on Instagram, an account that he shares with his partner Amber, and they were asking him, like, why didn't you attend your sister's wedding? And it turns out his excuse was that his daughter was going to have a graduation ceremony. Girl, it's the 5th grade graduation. It's not like it's college or anything. But Amber, Bryan's partner, wrote on Instagram that Lexi had her 5th grade graduation and we couldn't be there. But we're so excited for Britney and her marriage. Well, Britney is calling out the BS, as she should. And before we get into what she said, I do want to give you guys a disclaimer. I'm very sick with COVID right now. Like, F me, I have COVID again. I had it in December and January. It's definitely not as bad this time, but that's why the uploading schedule might be weird for a couple days. I'm like sweating right now. Also, a lot of you guys were complaining about my video quality, so I've changed the settings on I had it before where the background was blurred, and I think it was making me kind of blurry, so hopefully everything looks good to you guys. But let's go ahead and get into Britney's post. Let's start off right here. I'm surprised I didn't fall every 5 minutes talking about her wedding. And no, I didn't drink one sip of alcohol. I can't drink a lot. True story. The 13 years of being in a conservatorship, I was drug tested at least 3 times a week. I don't even really like alcohol. Meanwhile, I heard that my dad would go to the bars every night, and my brother had his shrimp salad with Jack and Coke every night in Vegas after my show, even sometimes before. He would never even let me have a sip. You let your 5-year-old daughter put her hand in her mother's wine and be silly, yet I just get off the stage for the 3rd time that week, and my little feet have been in heels. I walk to the only table in my suite, and you tell me no. The question is why? Let's talk about it. Is it the powerful feeling Dad got my whole life and literally making me feel like absolutely nothing? I'm sorry, but the cops are kind of the exact same way. Ooh, calling out the police now. Now let's skip to the part about Bryan. And Bryan, your podcast interview was so special, which I will be playing some clips for you guys in a minute. Don't get all, worked up. We're going to go through it. I know you and the family had no bad intentions at all whatsoever, taking all those years away when I wanted to honestly just be a respected individual with a glass of red wine. So she's sarcastically saying that, of course, he had no bad intentions because, like, look at me now. But like you said in your interview, Bryan, when asked by that incredibly kind man, why doesn't your family just let her be? Your response was, she can't even make a dinner reservation. None of you ever wanted it to end because you all loved telling me what to do and treating me like absolutely nothing. What you said right there to that man in that interview said everything, Bryan. You were never invited to my wedding. So why even respond? Ooh. You honestly think I want my brother there who told me no to a Jack and Coke for 4 years? What? If we're going to drink together at the wedding and play classy roles for the children like you and mom do, as you people literally hid coffee and alcohol when I would come home. Okay, the grammar is not the best, but we get the idea. You hurt me and you know it. I might force myself to drink Jack tonight and look up at the moon and say F you. P.S. I have an assistant to make my dinner reservations. Did you not know? I know you're my blood, and yes, blood runs deep, but no family of mine would do what you guys did to me. P.S. I liked your post, brother. Happy Brit Dependence Day. Congrats, Brit. Go F yourself, Bryan. F you. Ooh, I don't know if it's the COVID or is it the caption? Is it the COVID or is it the caption? Because I am sweating. Now let's talk a little bit about Bryan, because he is a sketchy guy and he said some hurtful things. Like when speaking about the Free Britney movement, he said, I'm aware that fans feel like she may be confined or held against her will in some capacity, but I can't really speak for them. Noting that the conservatorship has been a great thing for our family. I like how he says a great thing for our family, not for Britney. And here's a clip of him talking in that podcast interview.
In society today, like to care that much about her and or everyone in this family, we truly appreciate it. It means a lot. So
What is that? What is it about, though? I mean, I'm not even asking you it doesn't even have to be your opinion if you don't want, but if you're an average person and you say, what is she in jail? Is she, being held captive? Like, what does Free Britney mean from your understanding? What are all these people speaking about when they're trying to say Free Britney?
That I don't quite know, like what their meaning is, because as I said, I don't follow it that well. But I am aware that like they feel like, like it's, I don't know, maybe she's being confined or something, or held against her will in some capacity. But I can't really, I can't speak for them.
Have you ever seen anything that led you to be concerned that your sister was being held against her will?
Every day. No, I'm joking. I mean, like, when the women in this family are very, very strong-minded and have their own opinion, and they want to do what they want to do. And as much as I admire that as a guy and being like one of two guys in this entire family, it kind of sucks, man. I'm not gonna lie.
But that might not be entirely new or progressive. I mean, saying, the women, they're strong-minded, they want to do what they want to do, kind of constitutional.
I mean, yeah, and they have a right to do that,
Right.
But like I'm sitting here and I have my daughter, or I have my sister, her two daughters, and it's like, you don't get a vote around here, it's like, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Well, look, I think what you're speaking about is one is a facetious sense. I'm not trying to speak for you. And the other is a more literal sense, because on the one hand, there's, a massive amount of people, a whole social media following on one hand saying Free Britney, which, suggests that there's certainly some significant amount of level of people who have a genuine concern that something in her life is not her free will. On the facetious side about not getting a vote in your own family, that's like, me saying I have 3 daughters, and even though my house has 4 bathrooms, I often have to go outside and pee in the alley when no one's looking, because they're all using them. And it's like, get out of here, daddy. So that's the facetious part. But when I say, have you seen things over the course of your life, your experience? It's your little sister, obviously. I would imagine that you care very much about her, that would lead you to believe that there's any merit to a Free Britney, or that she does not have the ability to go or say or do what she wants to do?
No, I think at this point, I mean, she's been in this thing for quite some time now. Obviously, there was a need for it in the beginning. That, as I assume everyone knows, the issues that were going on, and now they've made some changes, and all we can do is kind of hope for the best.
He's absolutely full of crap. And there was a point in that clip where he was kind of like said like, oh, like, I feel like the truth kind of came out when he said like the conservatorship's like not really, like, I don't know. It's obviously not necessary, and he knows deep down, but he's got some PR training he did before this podcast. And there was a moment in Britney's post where she talks about dinner reservations and an assistant. And here's a clip of Bryan speaking, and the one moment that Britney was referring to in her caption.
I've asked her at some point, even recently or over the last months or whatever, hey, Britt, what do you call it? Britney?
Yeah, Britt.
So, hey, Britt, are you excited for this thing? Are you hoping the conservator, what's it called again?
Conservatorship.
You must have said, are you hoping this wraps up? What do you want? Right. You had to have asked her about it.
I mean, she's always wanted to get out of it. It's, it's very frustrating to have, whether it's someone's coming in peace to help, or they're coming in with, an attitude, like having someone constantly tell you to do something, it's got to be frustrating. So yeah, she's wanted to get out of it for quite some time. What level of that is the reality? Who knows? It's like,
when you say that, meaning you're not sure if she means what she says.
Well, I mean, think about it. She's been surrounded by people and a team of people since she was 15. So at what level does everyone just walk away, or like what level does that get reduced?
Right, but I'm gathering that what you're saying is that maybe, I don't want to put words in your mouth, that maybe you ask her certain things, she answers, and you're not sure that if she's answering, she's either being 100% truthful, or if she knows what she's saying. I'm just not clear.
Or just like, I know what she wants, but I'm just saying, like, you know, at the end of the day, what is the reality of that? You know,
Like, what would that be in practicality?
Yeah, the practicality that, are you going to call and make reservations for yourself today?
Okay, guys, I think we can all agree that Bryan seems like he's full of BS. Like, Bryan Spears, BS. Oh, I guess Britney Spears is BS too. Anyways, Bryan's full of crap, and I think we can all agree. And honestly, I feel like he needs a deep dive expose video. We've done one for Sam Asghari, did one for Justin Timberlake, we did one for Lynn Spears. I think we did one for Jamie Spears too, and Jamie Lynn. Bryan, you're next. Anyways, I'm sorry. Sorry if this video seems kind of quick. I'm just not feeling really well. Please send me some good like healing powers, guys. When you do that, like, I swear there's some power here on this channel, and when you guys send me the good vibes, I really do feel it. So thank you, and I'll see you guys in a new video soon. Bye, guys.